there is a waft of smoke in the air from these two glasses. We know Aaron's first love is international whiskey. I think we're in for a treat. Let's get into this blind tasting and find out what we're working with.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Aaron.
I'm Josh. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are new here, Aaron is a social sipper. I'm a whiskey nerd. We are husband and wife.
Yes.
You're only, as far as whiskey goes, international whiskey is your favorite.
Yes.
And we do know that this is an international whiskey because, or it could be an American single malt, but it's in this tinted amber sample jar, which lets us know, put this at the end of our recording block in case it's peated. And I do believe this was probably going to be peated because I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
It smells good. It looks
smoky.
good. Yes, it does. So we drew this at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of different types of whiskey. And we're going to taste it, smell it, taste it.
Yep.
Let you know what we think about it. Give it a rating. Then we're going to find out the price and see if that changes how we feel before we find out what we're drinking. It's a really fun way for us to review whiskey. We think it cuts out all the bias for you and gives you the most honest opinion as possible.
Yep.
And if you think that's worth something, subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up down there. We really appreciate it.
You would.
Let's get this on the nose. Wow. Wow. So what's funny is this sample jar indicated that either American single malt or international.
Yeah.
And right before this, I told you, I bet this is a Wild International sample.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to pull up One Day as a Lion, the song Wild International, which I think I was right on the mark.
You think so?
What this smells like, a Wild International pour.
This smells very briny.
Yeah.
Saltwater sea air. Like,
Yeah.
I don't wish I was a fisherman, but sometimes I wish I was like an Irish fisherman. You know, just like rugged, out on this. This is like an Irish fisherman whiskey.
I would say it's more like a Scottish fisherman.
Okay, well, Scottish fisherman, yeah, not Irish, because it definitely smells like a Scotch.
If he had been out on the seas smoking cigars and fishing, and he came back, this is what he would smell like.
Yeah, and it's all like in his beard and stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Just there's a smell to this that just it smells awesome. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah,
it smells sweet. There's almost like a slight fruitiness that's in there, like a charred apricot
like
type of note.
Charred fruitiness, and it's kind of underlying the like briny, salty, almost. I think I just had a revelation. Maybe I've had this before. I love salty things, and maybe that's why I like international whiskeys, because it's very salty on the nose if you're smelling it. Like, it almost gives off a salty vibe.
Yeah. I'll walk into the kitchen, and she'll just have crazy salt, and she'll dump it in her hand and lick it off.
I think I have a salt deficiency. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, so this is a layered pour. Top layer, brine and smoke.
Yeah.
Salty salt water, brine and smoke. The second layer is like this apricot kind of fruitiness to me.
Charred. You said charred, and that's fitting.
It's almost charred and like also fresh pressed juice. Like, there's a juiciness to this as well. And then underneath all that, there's like this sweet oak element as well.
It'll be interesting to see if we get all
and
on the palate.
And almost like a vanilla type of note as well. So let's get it on the palate. Cheers.
Ayo.
There we go.
She came to play.
Yeah.
Woo!
The party has started.
That Scottish fisherman was smoking a lot of cigars.
That thing is a roller coaster ride. Like, there's 5 phases to this thing on the palate.
Okay, what are they?
The first thing that hit me was like flavor, and then it even peaked. It like hit with sweetness and flavor up front. Then it peaked into like this pop. It's almost like you're biting into a piece of fruit.
Yeah.
And then it pops.
I'm getting a lot of smoke.
I'm getting a lot of smoke, but I'm getting
more on the palate than on the nose.
I'm definitely getting, and that's what I'm left with. But like, it's like you're biting into a grape, and then it pops. I'm not saying this tastes like grape, but it's that sensation of like a fruit popping.
Okay.
And then it kind of goes into some of the darker notes like vanilla, tobacco, and then it like comes back with a second wave of flavor, the same fruity notes, but this time they're stewed and they're darker.
Oh, you're getting a lot more than I am.
And then like the finish just rides out with like vanilla, oak, and smoke.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't disagree with what you said, but that's way more detail than I'm getting. I'm just getting a lot of flavor up front and then a lot of smoke at the back, which I like. It might be borderline too much smoke for me today, though.
Okay. Second sip, I'm with you now.
Yeah.
All the phases have come together into this cohesive wave of flavor. Like it peaks in the mid to back palate, and like it's very sweet. But
it's sweet up front, but then it finishes with heavy smoke.
It does, yeah. If you don't like peated whiskey, you would not like this.
Correct.
I love this.
This is really good, but again, I think it might be too smoky for me today. For like today's Aaron. Maybe.
It is really smoky.
And historically, I do like smoked like whiskeys. But, you know, sometimes your palate varies from day to day. And today I don't think I'm wanting as much smoke as this is providing. It's not bad, though. I do enjoy it. And I can definitely see myself liking it any other like given day. So I'm going to give this a thumbs up because I do like it. I like what it's bringing to the table. Yeah, it gets a thumbs up. It may not be my like exact cup of tea today, but it's very close.
2 thumbs up. I love this. To me, there's almost like a golden raisin type of note in here with the apricot note. I could even go with like a fried plantain type of thing going on in here. You got your smoke, you got your vanilla and oak. Your smoke, vanilla, and oak, those 3 notes together meld in such a nice way.
I do agree with that. I do think there's like a little bit of vanilla under there, under the oak and the smoke. That is nice.
Spice levels are low, sweetness is high. Yep. I really, really enjoy this. I don't know what this could possibly be. It reminds me of like a little bit of like a Lagavulin special release.
Yeah, like a Nick Offerman.
That type of flavor profile. You're going to get the pool up?
Oh, yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. I'm just here.
I could see a bottle like this costing $100 or $150.
Yeah, I could see that too.
It tastes special. If this is more inexpensive than that, I'm going to be incredibly happy. Okay. I really enjoy this. It doesn't remind me of like Ardbeg smoke. It doesn't remind me of like... I feel like I've never had this before, is what I'll say. Oh. Price. Where are we at?
$55.
2 thumbs up. Can I borrow some thumbs? I need to get this thing 4
honestly, for that price, I do think I need to go 2 thumbs up because, to your point, it does remind me of like a Lagavulin, like the Nick Offerman special edition, like Lagavulin, which is very good and very expensive. And if it's giving me that same kind of vibe and I can get that experience for a lesser price, that's 2 thumbs up in my book.
Yeah. I mean, this thing is smoky.
We would have to taste them side by side to see how much they actually compare. Yeah. But, like, in my memory, I'm getting the same vibe. Like, the vibe checks out. Yeah. Like, it's a good vibe check.
I'm getting a little bit, I think, lower ABV than, like, the Offerman releases.
Fair.
Like, those are kind of, whatever, 46. This seems to be maybe like 43 to me. It's not hitting with quite as much impact, but it's a ton of flavor.
Yeah, a lot of flavor.
All right, your thumbs up.
I'm 2 thumbs up.
Oh, you went
for the price.
And I'm 2 thumbs up.
For the price. I was thumbs up, but then once the price hit, I'm like, for $55, if you can find it for $55, we don't know that. For $55, I'm 2 thumbs up.
Now, here's the thing. To be fair, this is not the type of profile we reach for all the time.
Correct.
But I think this is such a good example. Like, to me, before we find out what this is, I want to go ahead and put this statement out here.
Okay.
If this is a bottle you can find, this is absolutely a bottle you should buy to introduce people who like Scotch or Irish, to introduce them to peated whiskey. And
maybe to, like, more smoke. Because this is fairly smoky.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. All right. What are we drinking?
We are drinking Ardbeg Wee Beastie.
Wow. Okay.
It's 47.4 ABV. And this is a 5-year peated Islay Scotch. And this is thanks to Peter Fastiano at Whiskey is a Journey.
Peter, thank you so much. Check out Peter's channel, Whiskey is a Journey. Peter has a great palate. He is a great human being. What more could you ask for?
Yeah. So you can find this. You
is.
can find this in the stores.
94.8 proof. I had to do math. I can't do 47.4 doubled.
That's a decent proof.
Close to 95, yeah. I mean, this is higher than I just said. I thought it was like 86, not 92, but it's 94.8. Wee Beastie is very interesting because way back in the archives, and maybe I'll dig this up and put a link in the video description below, the very first time we ever tried peated whiskey, ever, was on this channel. And we tried it in a video where one of the first pours was Wee Beastie, I believe.
Okay.
And I don't think we liked it then.
Yeah. It's definitely very smoky. Like, you have to be acclimated to the flavor nuances of Scotch, specifically peated Scotch, to maybe enjoy this. If you've never had it before, you've never had like a Scotch before or a peated Scotch, you might not like this.
I like how right before the reveal I said, this This reminds me more of Lagavulin.
Not an Ardbeg.
This doesn't seem like Ardbeg peat. Now that I'm smelling it,
of course.
Ardbeg peat, there's different brands of peat out there. And like something like Lefroy goes a little bit more like medicinal iodine-y. Ardbeg leans way more into like a sweet grilled fruit note. And what I typically get on Ardbeg is like a grilled pineapple note. And as soon as you said that this was Ardbeg Wee Beastie,
well,
I smelled it and got grilled pineapple.
That's why we do things blind, because you are very subject to the power of suggestion.
Yeah.
Very much. So we have to remove that to keep it fair.
I love this bottle. I'm going to go buy one. Not today, but the next time I'm out, I'm buying a Wee Beastie. Thank goodness this is an available pour.
Yeah.
It's a 5-year-old peated Scotch.
Yep.
Ardbeg kills it. Ardbeg is consistently my favorite peat profile of all the. I do like Lagavulin as well. Not a big Lefroy guy.
Because it's more of a sweet peat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a big Lefroy guy other than like the Cargis, but yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Man, what value.
Yeah, this is a great value pour, and again, it was giving us very similar experience to drinking a Lagavulin, which is a lot more expensive. So take that for what you will.
If you want to give the channel some love, again, you can like the video, give it the thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to check out our Patreon community, you can do so in the video description below. Join in. We have a Malt Madness section on Discord, which you get to through Patreon, and we're talking about peated whiskey and other whiskeys over there, as well as all whiskeys all day. I can barely keep up. We do bonus content over on Patreon. We release our barrel picks over there. All kinds of cool stuff is going down. So if you're looking for a good online home full of good people who like good whiskey, then our Patreon would be a perfect fit for you.
Absolutely.
Also, check out the link to stuffandwhiskey.com. You can find shirts, glassware, candles, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff. And it's not all whiskey related as well. There's some homebody stuff.
Yeah, I am slowly building out my little corner of our website, slowly. And so there's less like whiskey stuff. So if you have a significant other that maybe isn't as into whiskey as you are, hence our dynamic, you can find some other things.
Yeah. And you can find some writings from Erin, who is a content writer.
Yeah.
And
there's a few blog posts on there.
Yeah, there's some blog posts, more coming whenever Erin gets around to doing them.
Yes.
Exactly. But yeah, so amongst your WordSpark Studios, her job,
agency.
her real job. I was gonna say your real job, but it's your agency.
Well, it is my real job.
Yeah, you can check out. It's all down there in the video description.
All right, that's it. I think we're
fun.
good. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
Cheers. I can't believe I was like, it's not like Ardbeg.
It was absolutely Ardbeg.
I just haven't. The only time I ever had Wee Beastie was that very first time we ever tried peated Scotch, and I think it was the first pour.
And that's a lot when you haven't ever had Scotch before,
it's
let alone peated.
Real smoky.
Yeah, it's definitely smoky, and I'm really, the more I drink it, the more I like it. Like the more you get acclimated to the smoke, and so it seems less abrasive.
And the smoke, so you get to unpack it. Like peated whiskey is like unpacking, and you get to find things under other things. So the more you drink it,
I don't like unpacking.
That's fair.
I do like peated whiskey though.